Okay, this video is going to be super random, but bear with me. It's all like really important stuff about like boys and body image and just, I don't know, all the cool shit I usually talk about. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hey y'all. So, as I said on my Snapchat, I promised that I would have the Bachelor recap up by tonight. But for some reason, I just really don't want to film that. I don't know, I just think the last two episodes, because it's gotten much more serious, like all the dramatic people are off, it's just really about like Ari and his connections with each girl. There's just been like so much less happening per episode. So like I'm still gonna recap them. So I think I'm gonna wait maybe another week or at least until next week to recap the past two episodes, because I do want to film today, but I don't want to film about that. I have a list in my phone of things that I've thought up over time that I've like wanted to discuss or have had thoughts on that I think are things that you guys would think are interesting or want to talk about in the comments below. So by watching The Bachelor and just basically every reality show ever, because most reality shows I feel like are centered around love, or there's always like a couple or someone's hooking up or whatever, just from like watching all that shit go down on TV all the time and seeing like how devastated people get after like not getting to be with the person on Are You the One? Like they find out the person's not their perfect match and it's like the end of the fucking world, and you would think that they just found out that their husband died. Same with The Bachelor, like they really don't know each other that well, y'all, and they are claiming to like actually be in love or like have real ass feelings already, which is like crazy, because I feel like in the real world, at least for me, like I ain't gonna be saying I love you or I'm in love with you in like 6 or 7 weeks. Typically, especially not on a game show when the guy's hooking up with a bunch of other chicks at the same time. But by watching these dramatic like heartbreaks to like having a relationship end after like a really short period of time just made me realize how liking someone is never enough. And I was like all jiggy with my thoughts and shit and like thought about this on a much deeper level. But it's so true though that like when we're talking to someone, like you're talking to a guy and maybe he ghosts you, or you're talking to a guy and it doesn't work out and he calls things off or whatever happens and you end up heartbroken. Maybe you've only been talking to this guy for like a couple months. You are going to be like super fucking upset. Am I right? Like how many of us here would fucking cry about that or like blow up the guy's phone being like, what the fuck happened? Like demanding answers. Like you'd go a little crazy, okay? Like that's why girls, for whatever are called, crazy, because we just care so much and we actually have real emotions about people and situations. How many of us would be super upset? Like even though I've like learned how to like be sad in a situation but also be like, yeah, well fuck that guy, whatever. That's what I try to teach y'all to do. I do know that it is still shitty even for someone like me to experience. Someone that can bounce back fast, it's still like, holy fuck, that fucking sucks. Like this person's just out when I was like really digging them. So like, you know, it fucking sucks. But if you like really think about it, unless it was your real boyfriend or girlfriend or someone that you were with for like at least 6 months, like a prolonged period of time to like start to learn like real things about the other person, you're only upset because you're losing like the feeling of liking that person. Like this person that you liked like isn't going to be around anymore, because realistically you haven't learned yet like all their dirty laundry or like their dirty secrets from their family's past. Like everyone's family has some crazy stories and crazy things that like whoever you marry will know about your family, but you're not just going to tell someone you're dating, you know? So like, do you know their crazy family secrets? Do you know like the things about them that would actually piss you the fuck off? Like, do you even know how dirty or clean they are? Like, do you know like all the nitty gritty things about them that would ultimately make or break your relationship in the long run? Like, you don't even know that information yet. Like, you're barely starting to scrape the surface, you know? So like, honestly, what we're doing, or whoever, it can be boys too, like when you just like someone and then you're like so devastated and whatever, you're basically just getting lost in the fantasy of like liking someone. I don't know about y'all, but personally as a girl, like definitely if I talk to someone for a few months and like we're hooking up and whatever and things are going good, like not in a crazy psycho way, but definitely just as a what if thought, I'm like, what if this is the last person I'm ever with? Like what if this is the person that's gonna work out with? Because like I'm still a hopeless romantic, y'all. I'm still a girl. I would rather meet the person I meant to be with sooner rather than later. So if I happen to meet that person now in a year, 2 years, like sooner than later is best for me. Like even if I just am dating or whatever with that person for like a decade before we're like married, like that's fine. Like I'm not trying to rush anything, but I would rather meet the person for me sooner rather than later. So I feel like a lot of the times we like fantasize like oh my God, this could be the person for me. And then you kind of hype them up in your brain because like you're fantasizing about them being the perfect person for you, when realistically you don't even know shit about them enough to be able to even determine on your own if they're the perfect person for you. And if they're breaking up with you, that's the universe literally doing you a favor, because clearly the person for you isn't going to be the person that breaks up with you. But we still get so fucking upset. And that's why it's just like weird to think that if you think about it, you're really just upset because like you're losing this person because you just like them. Like they just give you the butterflies and you have feelings for them, but you really don't know. Like realistically, you don't fucking know if that person is going to be like compatible with you in enough ways to like be together forever, or incompatible with you in enough ways to make you go fucking crazy. And it also just goes to show that liking someone is never enough, because you can like someone a lot and then over time, as you do start to realize their dirty baggage and whatever, like there could just be some shit that like you just can't live with. Like if for some reason someone being messy is just the worst thing ever to you, like you can't even compromise, like you can't even handle someone leaving their clothes out, like you're an OCD anal person and you like someone so much, you think they're so perfect, you're so attracted to, but if you realistically marry them or are with them, you're going to be living in a house that has clothes strewn everywhere and shoes not put away and cups left on the counter sometimes. Like, could you realistically live your life that way without going insane? Like, probably not. So it's just so whack to think that sometimes liking someone isn't enough. Like, sometimes people have so much love for each other and it just can't work. It's like, I have no problem with you. I have great sex with you. I love you. Like, I put you first. Like, you mean so much to me. But because of these things you do or whatever that are just part of you, me and you like don't mesh fully. It's like a puzzle piece that doesn't fully fit together. And that's like probably the saddest thing ever, is to find a puzzle piece that's like so close to being perfect for you, but just being like the slightest bit off. And then that's like the literal only reason that you guys can't be together. Or you could be, but you'd end in divorce eventually because you would end up going crazy and driving each other crazy, regardless of all the love you have. That's all the shit that I think of just from watching people get broken up with on The Bachelor. I'm telling you, if you ever want to have some really philosophical conversations about shit just like that, you need to talk to me. Honestly, I'm just like really fucking interesting and intelligent. So that was one thing that I thought I wanted to talk about in my notes. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was I had this revelation about people that like don't like you, or people that like talk shit about you or leave you rude comments or something. I was reading this article that someone wrote about Amy Schumer, like reviewing her new I Feel Pretty movie, which has a lot of backlash against it because it's supposed to be her like making fun of her weight and making fun of her body because she like hits her head and gets amnesia and wakes up thinking she looks like a model, but she really just looks like herself. And a lot of women are saying that's so fucked up because Amy Schumer is like the standard size for the majority of women in America. So if she's like making fun of herself and saying like, oh, I think I look like a model, but I'm actually a fucking whale, and then she's like only a size 10, a bunch of women are like, the fuck? So if she is like worthy of being made fun of for her appearance, what about all the other people that are even bigger than her? Like, everyone's different shaped, so that's getting a lot of flack. I get why that can be offensive. I get why people are gonna be upset about that, but like, I don't take offense to shit. I think it's a fucking hilarious concept, and I think she's gonna make it so fucking funny. I'm pumped to see it. Regardless of the flack that it's getting. So I was reading an article on the internet that some person had written about why they don't like Amy Schumer and they don't like her movie idea. And the very first line of the article said like, Amy Schumer is not funny, she is like disgusting, she's crude, like just a lot of adjectives that are really bad, like basically saying this person does not fucking like Amy Schumer, like doesn't think she's funny, doesn't think she's talented, thinks she's trash, whatever. And I read that, and within a second, because I don't view Amy Schumer like that, I really like Amy Schumer. She's one of like my favorite like celebrities ever. I think she's so fucking funny, like I would kill to even talk to her for 30 minutes. Like, I like her. So after reading that, I instantly was like, what the fuck? Like, this person's wrong. Like, that's not true of Amy Schumer. Like, Amy Schumer is funny and she is smart, and like the shit she does is fucking crude, but it's great. Like, what's wrong with you that you don't like crude things? So like, I instantly was like in my head, like actually kind of like talking back to this author because I just completely disagreed with her. And then I like sat back for a moment and like realized, I was like, whoa, like I was just so defensive of Amy Schumer in my head because I like Amy Schumer. And I was like, how would you feel if I had just read that as a hate comment to me from some random person, like under one of my YouTube videos? And I instantly like had this conversation with myself. I was like, I would be hurt. Like I would kind of for a second be like, oh shit, like this person thinks I'm not funny, they think I'm gross, whatever, like, do people think this of me? Like, even people like me that are really confident, you always have like a 1 second kind of self-doubt moment for like literally the briefest second. You're just kind of like, it just stings a little, like that someone thinks that of you, and even if they don't, even if they're just a troll and they're fucking jealous or whatever their reason is, like it's still sad and hurtful to see that like someone took the time out of their day to do this, you know? So there's always like the second of self-doubt where you're like, fuck, like do people think this of me? I just knew that if I'd read that about myself, there would be a moment that I'd believe it about myself, and I was like, why would you believe that about yourself then, but you wouldn't believe it about Amy Schumer? And I was just like, it's literally opinion, like your opinion and your beliefs form your reality and vice versa. Like, because my reality is that Amy Schumer is like one of the funniest female comics like of our fucking time. If I read something negative against her, I'm instantly gonna be like, nah, fuck that, she's great, what the fuck? But to think that if I read it about myself, I would kind of be like, fuck, people think that? And I know that's because like we're our own biggest critics, but it just made me realize that like literally we are our own biggest critics. Like whenever you see something negative about yourself or heard that someone says something bad about you or whatever it is, just think like, but would my best friend or my biggest supporter or my number one subscriber or my mom or my dad, would they agree with that statement about me? And it's like, no, because they think you're great. So you just need to like realize sometimes that people that are like doing shitty things or saying shitty things, like it's because they don't like you. Yeah, obviously this author that wrote this shitty article about Amy Schumer clearly does not like Amy Schumer or her career or anything about her. If people are saying shit about you, they may not like you, but that's like part of life. And honestly, like they're just saying shit to shape their reality in their head. Like, if people like to fall to the confirmation bias, which is you look for information that confirms your beliefs so that you feel like you're right. That's why people unfriend people on Facebook that have different political views from them and shit, because they don't want to see the views against whatever political party that they really don't agree with. And that then like pigeonholes people to be very egocentric in their thinking. They only think about the world from their standpoint. And I'm definitely victim to this. If someone posts too much shit in a way that I don't agree with, I will probably unfriend them because I don't want to see that all the time. So like it's definitely a thing that happens. I do this sometimes, but it's just like proof that people want to believe information that confirms what they believe. So you need to just take shit that you hear about yourself from others or a rude comment or whatever it is and try and read it from someone's perspective that you know adores you, and just realize that they would instantly be like, fuck that guy, what the fuck kind of comment, sentence, whatever is that? Like, fuck that, that's not true, like you're the fucking baddest. Because we all just have that little bit of self-doubt, and it's a little sad if you think about it then that we don't believe well enough of ourselves to confirm our own belief that we are great. That's pretty sad. But as a great example, think of all the people that really like me, and then think of the handful of people that don't like me. I would say more people like me than don't like me. Like, you know, I just would. If I post a picture on Instagram that is super slutty, sexy, provocative, whatever you want to call it, if I post that on Instagram, the people that already know and think that they like me, like all my pictures, watch all my videos, think everything I say is great, just adore me, whatever. If you really like me, you're gonna see that and be like, fuck yeah, this bitch is so confident. Fuck yeah, I love that she has the balls to do this. This is so great. This is awesome. Oh yeah. Let's think about all the people that don't fucking like me. I guarantee you, like, girls that used to be in XYZ with me, or just whoever it is that doesn't fucking like me, maybe some guys that just want to talk shit, who the fuck knows? There are definitely a lot of people that don't like me. If they see me post something really slutty, they're probably gonna use it as an opportunity to be like, oh my god, she's such a fucking slut, like, screenshot all her friends, look what the fuck Brighton posted now, like, she thinks she's so hot, this is disgusting, do you think her parents know she posts these things? How's she ever gonna get a job? I literally just can see it all. I just know exactly what everyone's saying that hates me when they text about the shit I post. So it's just confirmation bias, okay? Like, if people don't like you, they're just not gonna like you no matter what the fuck you do, because they're just choosing to not fucking like you. So yeah, they're gonna hate my pictures if they already don't like me, but if you like me, you're gonna probably like almost anything I fucking do, because you already think that I'm great. It's just a fact of life, y'all. This video is already like 20 minutes long, so I think I'm gonna leave it at this. But yeah, I just have so many random thoughts and shit like that in my phone that I want to share with you. So I guess we'll bring back Banters because this was definitely a banter. Remember Banters? Yeah. There were a lot of things I used to do like over a year ago that I kind of want to bring back. Also, like the 25 facts about me. I rewatched those like a few weeks ago and they were funny. I was like, oh my god, I'm funny. Okay, well, I have a lot of schoolwork to do and I need to pack to go to Orlando. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.